Yeah, so, one of the reasons why it is so damaging, hurtful, harmful, and re traumatizing to a victim of gross clergy abuse or predatory clergy sexual misconduct for people within the church, whether within that local church or within the church universal, to respond to them or their disclosure with this idea that they are in some way embarrassing God, that the victim, by disclosing, is in some way bringing shame to God, that the victim, by developing the courage after having developed the ability to tolerate the overwhelming experience, now developing the courage to speak up over the overwhelming experience. And our response to them is just pray about it. Just leave it to God. Well, then God now is experienced as the ultimate silencing agency. That if this abuse has happened within the church, especially by a person who is supposed to speak for God, and God doesn't care about it, and God just wants me to be quiet about it, and God is not interested in me receiving any measure of restoration through it, then now God has become an accomplice, and it impacts the way that person sees the world at large. Hear me. The person who's bringing shame or embarrassment or reproach on the church or God is not the victim who discloses it. It's not advocates like our agency that comes alongside those victims. The people that are bringing shame and reproach on the church are the abusers and violators who weaponize the gospel, who weaponize the name of God, and who weaponize the church in order to perpetrate these violations on people and then re-traumatize them by using God and using this whole culture of silence as some form of immunity from accountability. That because I'm in God and I'm saved, you must forgive me. And if you have truly forgiven me, that means you don't look for accountability. That's a false Bible notion. That's a false doctrine. Accountability is not the antithesis of forgiveness. You can both forgive someone and hold them accountable. And I would go as far as to suggest to you that a person's repentance is not genuine if it does not commit them to restoring those that they have violated.